It's time
for the main events of the evening as the Edmonton Oilers take on their division rival, Vancouver Canucks, only 5 days after the Connor McDavid and Tyler Myers were suspended for 3 games apiece. No Connor, no Myers tonight. But I still think we're in for plenty of fireworks as this matchup gets set down at Rogers Place. Hello, what up, and welcome. Starting off with some energy right in your face. Shout out to my boy Brett back there, because I hope that it is fight night tonight. I love that sound you just made. Hello and welcome to Pregame with Bordzy, brought to you by Sherwood Ford, the giant for a reason. Pregaming is also a presentation of Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. Download the app today and use the promo code NATION. Let's start off into the chat. I got a feeling something tells me these chats are going to be spicy this evening. Austin kicks it off and says, Bordzy, let's fire up the band, baby. It's game day. Time to get up, Oil Country. ON fam, get fired up. Fuck the Nucks. This is our time, our house, with an orange heart and a blue heart as well. Loyal to Oil. Let's go, Oil. My man picks tonight. That's right, Calvin Pickard getting the start this evening. Kiana, one of our regulars, headed down to Rogers for the game tonight, but wanted to drop by and drop some positive Cup yeah vibes in the chat. Feeling a nice big orange dub tonight. Kiana, I also hope you drop down your courtesy like as well. But knowing you, of course you did, because you're a team player. Kevin BX's sweater is in. Says 4-2 Oilers, calling it now. Fighting Amish made me laugh. Instead of Cup year, he went with Year of the Cup.
Year of the Cup. Year of the Cup.
Year of the Cup. Just doesn't really roll off the tongue the same. Dude guy 777, get excited. And then, of course, all kinds of people in here. Bella said she had a nap before the game. Oilers, stick it to the Canucks. Will, evening, boys. Howdy.
Tip of the hat to you,
top of the evening to you as well. And Sean O'Neill, it's 2020. Cup, yeah?
Cup, yeah.
5 years, a little too late on that one, but we'll move on. JR says, I like this dude. He should be on with a misspelled Bordzy more often. Come on, dude. It's right there.
What up? I appreciate that, JR.
This evening, joined by the one, the only, Sean Panganiban.
Hello.
Sean Pangs. It's Bordzy. It's Pangsy. How we doing, Banger?
Good, man. I am stoked for tonight. I've been stoked for tonight since the last Vancouver game. I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, when I looked down at the schedule I made at the beginning of the month and I went, we got Pangs, Brett, and myself on Thursday for the rematch. Buckle up, buckaroo. We also got intern Peyton here as well. Hopefully gives me a better bankroll pick than he did on Tuesday. Didn't even come close with that one. You can hear him laughing off camera. Well, I'm happy to be joined with the boys. And, of course, you heard from his sultry tones of his voice there. Brett, give me one more. Give me a Bruce, but give me one more.
It's time!
Give me a fighting.
Fighting out of the red corner!
If that doesn't get you fired up to kick things off today, I don't know what will. It's going to be a good one tonight. Also, want to give an early ad read. Shout out to Odd Company Brewing for the Nation Beer Everyday Lager. Perfect for game day, perfect for every day. Something tells me we're going to have a couple of these this evening. Also, Brett, did you see? The flat of Nation Beers are now gone because they're taking them out to Jasper for the pond hockey tournament this weekend. Something tells me none of those beers are coming back because they're going to have a hell of a weekend. All beers brought to you by Odd Company. Go check them out. 2 locations, Edmonton area. And, of course, liquorconnect.com. All right, we started with some energy, some positive energy. Now I'm going to bring it down a little because the Edmonton Oilers are staring down the barrel of a 3-game losing streak right now. Back-to-back losses against the Vancouver Canucks on Saturday. And then the Washington Capitals, the NHL best Washington Capitals, which Pangs, you and I said earlier. What? Still, even after that game, I'm still shocked by that. And the Oilers, though, as you see here, a lot of big orange W's in the month of January. Been a largely positive month, hitting a little teeny, not even calling it a skid. Maybe a loss tonight, it can be a skid. But they're 7-3-0 on the month. Started hot, cooled down a bit. And right about that middle section right there, those 2 weeks, one of the biggest issues that was ailing the Edmonton Oilers, they were still finding a way to win, was terrible first periods, not starting games ready, first periods being down 2-0, 3-0 in multiple of those games. Weirdly enough, they had the early lead against the Capitals. They, I thought, played a pretty good first period. They, I believe, had the shot category 10-4 in that one. Obviously, didn't end up getting the win. And that one, I said, Pangs, is a game that I think will go down in infamy in Edmonton Oilers history, not because of the final score or anything, but because of the nacho situation with our boy Corey Perry, with people randomly.
I missed the cue.
Taste that man. Taste that man.
We didn't rehearse or anything like that. We missed the cue, but yeah.
This was all my idea, and I utterly messed this up. I was trying to find stuff. There it is. See, we're all friends here.
Yeah.
Who would do that? Hey, who would ever do it?
That went exactly how I thought it would go.
I looked at you a couple minutes before. I was like, yeah, okay, just throw me the whole bag, I guess. Whatever. But that was one of the craziest plays I've ever seen. Corey Perry, still got a chip in my mouth, found a way to still rifle that puck off. Beautiful, beautiful shot. What a moment. What did you think when you saw that play go down?
When I first saw that play go down, I had to rewind it because I didn't realize that was Corey Perry ripping that puck. Corey Perry at 39 years old, the grandmaster of gamesmanship, still has that offensive flair. And when Logan Thompson was like complaining, like, what did you complain about? Oh, just some nachos on the ground. It was a hilarious play all around.
Never seen that ever before. The memes after that game, it was such a beautiful way to turn the page because it felt like all I saw online was bitching about Connor McDavid, the suspension or the holding or whatever. Immediately my timeline was just straight memes about the nachos, and makes you feel good. Also, that was delicious. We also got salsa. Panger always brings snacks. He always brings chips when he comes here. What a day for him to have to pick in. The decision was made for you.
Easy.
I missed the Miss Vicky's, but that's going to do tonight. But it was a game that against the Capitals, like I said it a lot on After Dark, I had a tough time being disappointed or upset with that effort. We checked the deserve to win meter. 86% I think it was in the Edmonton Oilers' favor. Overall in that one, right, they dominated the shot category. Whoops. And I thought it was a solid effort from the Edmonton Oilers. There was a lot of frustration in the chat post-game. Stuart Skinner specifically, obviously didn't have a great game. He's allowed to have a bad game. He's been pretty damn good for the last 2 months. And then Evan Bouchard left some more to the imagination, you could say, in that one. Overall thoughts on the Washington game. Were you upset, disappointed? Where were you at?
I think before the game when I saw that Logan Thompson's win record was like 20-2-1, I'm like, doesn't look very good. But overall, I think the Oilers played good the first game without Connor McDavid. I thought they played pretty well, and I can't really, for me personally, I can't really fault Stuart Skinner on any of the goals, really, to be honest with you. A 2-on-1, a screen in front, and what was the other one? I can't necessarily remember. I can't remember.
Where he got beat by the post. Troy Stetcher he skated right past the puck.
And so I can't really blame Stuart Skinner on there. Would I have liked the Oilers to get to win? Absolutely, of course. But all things considered, I think tonight, if they get that power play going, things will be a little bit better, but to no avail.
The only one that I was a little like, when you look at it, was the Skinner second goal that was pounded from Matt Roy at the point, because Skinner didn't see it at all. Mm-hmm. He didn't even drop down. But Alexei Protas is a huge-ass man parked in front of the net. He bullied Evan Bouchard to get in that spot, and that's not even a boost chirp. I think Protas is going to bully most dudes in front of the net. It could have been Darnell, could have been anybody there. But overall, good effort. You lost to the best team in the NHL. That might happen from time to time. If they played in a 7-game series, I'm sure the Caps would get one. But we got to turn our attention to this one tonight, because obviously this is a highly, highly, highly anticipated rematch. So awesome that the Oilers and Canucks only play 5 days after the fact and everything that went down on Saturday night. I said the NHL had an absolute alley-oop slam dunk opportunity to give Myers one game, to give Connor McDavid one game, and create must-watch TV, not just from hockey fans, not even just sports fans. You could get a ton of people tuning into that one, because when you get some retribution out there in some of these highly anticipated games, it can be awesome. We've seen it a ton, the rivalries in the NHL before, but sadly, that will not be the case. Myers and McDavid both suspended for 3 games for their shots. I'm curious your opinion. I said on Tuesday we were done about talking about it, and then I went and realized, I was like, oh yeah, we play them again on Thursday. We're totally not done talking about this, but similar shots, Myers and McDavid. You are not allowed to cross-check anybody in the face. You are going to get suspended if you do it. The argument from Oilers fans wasn't even about the suspension. It was about the lack of call beforehand with Connor Garland and the hold. Whatever it wasn't called, you find a way. You're not allowed to strike someone in the face. But the point I made to you before was that I believe, or I hope, coming out of this, that the Myers one, little less justified, I'll say, as Bouchard skates up to him and just takes the mouth guard out of his mouth, delivers the shot right to his teeth. And the McDavid one was a little more justified. But what I'm getting from the NHL is cross-check to face, no matter the circumstance, you're going to get a 3-game suspension, I think, at the bare minimum here. Maybe if you have more of a track record, you could get more. I'm curious your thoughts on the 3 apiece and kind of everything in general. We're going to be without Connor tonight.
When it happened, I knew, obviously, yes, there's going to be a suspension. Yeah. 1 game, yep. 2 games, sure. 3 games, a little much. Yeah. I would have, if I were to give suspensions, I would have gave Myers maybe 1 more than Connor, because like you said, I could understand Connor's frustration in that moment. You're holding me down for 14 seconds and the refs weren't doing their job. I can understand Connor McDavid's frustration. Will he learn from this? Yes. But I think 3 games is a little bit excessive. And you know what? The second game of the Connor McDavid suspension, hopefully the Oilers can pull off a W for him tonight.
I tell you, that side angle looks way worse than any of the other angles.
Yeah, do the one that hurts the less.
And then, Bert, I don't know if you have the Evan Bouchard one. Oh, yeah, we don't. That's right. I had it upstairs. But that one was borderline hilarious. I said, if there's any lesson out of this, Bouchard, if you enter a scrum, leave your mouth guard in your mouth, dude, because you are just asking for it. My boy's got good teeth. But obviously, there's been a ton of talk about retribution, answering back. Are we going to see a fight tonight? Right, we did it on O&E today, but I'm curious, hours later, make another YouTube poll. Are we seeing a fight tonight? Yes or no? Just only 2 options, because I'm curious about it. The Oilers, as we know, not the biggest fighting team out there in the NHL. They've seen a lot go down to their teammates this season, haven't done a lot about it, but they will drop the mitts when they're needed, especially if it's to defend the honor of Connor McDavid and or Evan Bouchard taking that dirty shot. We had David Quadrelli on Oilers Nation every day today, the host of Canucks Conversation at Canucks Army. Stand-up dude, absolute beautician. And he said he doesn't expect any fights tonight, solely because, this is his words, not mine, nobody on the Canucks fights besides Vincent Desharnais. He also noted after the game Saturday nights, he's down in the press area doing all the interviews and whatnot. He said he clearly saw Vincent Desharnais hanging out with all of his ex-Oilers, laughing, joking around, which is a little strange considering how that game ended. Obviously, there are boys, though, and they're going to have relationships. And then, besides that point, Connor Garland comes out this morning, and I think everybody in oil country went, the hell are you even talking about, dude? Brett, we have the tweet here courtesy of our pal and also Canucks Army employee Jeff Patterson. Here's the quote from Garland. I do not care. I just try to play each and every day and put forth a good effort. Whatever happened, happened. I didn't hurt him or slew foot him. I guess they're upset about the hold. I didn't try to injure him. Whatever comes with that, comes with that. And that was regarding him being public enemy number 1 in Edmonton. And I do not think of Connor Garland as public enemy number 1 at all. I don't even really have a thought about Connor Garland. Tyler Myers could be a completely different story, but the more than that, if we take our Oilers goggles off here for a minute, what Connor Garland did was an incredibly smart, high hockey IQ play that ended up getting the best player on planet Earth out of the game for the remaining whatever seconds of that one is. Then a subsequent 3 games, the rematch as well, all by holding his arm. And he had another quote. This one I love because it was just so plain and simple. I'm just holding him. I mean, he's the best player to ever do it. The time's running out. I just thought that maybe this was the best way for us to win the game was to do that. 1,000% fair, 1,000% effective. Well done. Well done, Connor Garland. He's only getting a couple claps. That's all he gets. But, dude, all the power to you, right? Like, he comes out of that one, the smarter player. He's still playing, obviously. And I asked that poll question there. Do you think we're getting a scrap this evening?
Do I think we're getting a scrap this evening? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say this is going to be a highly emotional game.
I'm going to fight Brett. They're throwing those chips at me.
This is going to be a highly emotional game. We've been both fan bases, both teams have been waiting for this game since Saturday. Is that going to be the focus? I don't think so. But I think can I pick someone who I think is going to fight?
Yeah,
tonight?
let's all go around the room and pick.
Okay. I'm going to say someone kind of unconventional. But I'm going to say Ty Emberson. Reason being, he got in a scrap earlier in the season. He's elevated his player since the beginning of the year. He's been physical, he's moving the puck well. And I think he wants to make a mark on this team even further. And I think tonight, playing against a Pacific Division rival, Ty Emberson's going to drop the gloves.
I love that pick. I also hope he's in the box and cannot block any shots, Brett.
Shut your mouth.
Brett, who do you think's fighting tonight? Who's strapping for the Oil?
I love the Embo call. I'm going with Darnell Nurse. That's your boy. We watched not only Connor McDavid get the suspension, go with the cross check, but we also saw Leon Draisaitl go nose to nose with Connor Garland as well. Those are his 2 boys. He stands up for his boys. You didn't see Darnell Nurse fight for a little while before we got Matthias Ekholm because he needed to be that guy for the Edmonton Oilers. A lot of people started going, oh, man, Darnell Nurse is soft, man. He won't do. Ever since Matthias Ekholm came into this lineup, he's started to ratchet up his willingness to start dropping the gloves. I think this is a team that everybody hates on this Edmonton Oilers team. The fans, you're at home. It's the best player in the damn world. You're mad at the NHL. This is the recipe for a best man at your wedding to go out there and do something to those guys who caused a little bit of a stir.
I think he was a groomsman.
Sorry, yes, you're right. You're right. No,
point
right.
stands. Yeah. Point stands. Darnell wears a letter. He's been a leader in this community, city, team, locker room for as long as I can remember now at this point. Also, the man kicks ass. Remember when he pumped Marcus Pettersson?
Beat his ass, Darnell.
I'll take that. Nice, Brett. Nice. Live look at us later tonight. And my pick, it's out of the box. Now, I also saw this comment in here from Devin Dawn. If your fans boo Connor Garland, that makes him an enemy, so don't deny it. I don't deny that. He's not public enemy number 1. Semantics, brother. I also said to Brad earlier, anyone wearing Canucks colors can get it. So you can be an enemy if you're going to be wearing those.
Even Vinny Desharnais, and I'm a Vinny Desharnais guy.
Whoa, what? Can't get it because he might be looking at get off. But very interested to see what we get for a physicality factor. My pick out of the box, Nuge Connor Garland.
Whoa! Because
it's got to be somebody that's Garland's size, right? They're not going to get Darnell going out there and fighting Connor Garland.
Justin Hall his ass.
All right, because what is Sean Monahan and Justin Hall? I think for Nuge, those are two dubs,
and he dummied both of them.
And
2 dubs.
And Dan Hamhuis
grabs him by the turtleneck and just starts. Speaking. Hey, I don't know if that's legal or not. You chose the word.
Who cares?
Speaking of turtlenecks, Jeff Skinner. He got his shot finally in the top 6 on Tuesday night. He started the game right with, it was a very weird one. The Oilers put out different lines right before the game. Tony Brar put out different lines. My head was in a blender sitting right in this chair. Didn't know who or what to believe. But Skinner, he started the game with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Zach Hyman. Then in spurts, he was playing with Leon Draisaitl and Zach Hyman. And he kind of ended up the game back where kind of felt like he was always going to end up back on the 4th line. He was held pointless. Didn't do a ton with his chance. I thought he had some movements good with the puck here and there, but for the most part, largely ineffective. Played 12:04 on the night, had 2 shots, literally nothing else. And wouldn't you know, finds himself back on the 4th line again this evening. And I'm curious, what did you think of his showing in that last game? It was obviously a night where we were all like, okay, here we go. 97's out for 3 games. If you do something with it tonight, you were going to be able to build off of this. Might be the first consistent top 6 shot we see for Jeff Skinner. I should have known better than to drink that Kool-Aid and believe that that could be a thing, because obviously there you see him playing with Noah Philp and Kasperi Kapanen. I thought he was around it. Maybe he was trying a little too hard, rushing a couple things. And the fact that he's back on the 4th line so fast after the fact, I said I'm at an all-time low in confidence that this signing is ever going to work out the way we thought it would over this past summer. It's not the final nail in his coffin by any means. He's a resurgent brother out there, but it really feels like we've tried it now at this point. We've tried it with a number of guys. We know Jeff Skinner is not a 4th line player. Now he's going to be doing it again tonight. This is a situation that's kind of getting out of hand right now.
Before last game, Jeff Skinner was healthy scratched for a few games, and I saw the lineup, and it was like Jeff Skinner with Zach Hyman and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and I posted on Twitter. I'm like, remember the goal he scored earlier in the year with Calgary? I'm like, I thought this line was going to be fire, and then the line. I
played that highlight on the show. Shout out to you for tweeting that.
Nice, man. Yeah, you know what? And then the lines moved around. I felt Jeff Skinner. I didn't even really notice him last game, to be quite honest with you. And like you said, he moved around. I think because tonight he's on the 4th line, I really hope it's not the writing on the wall for Jeff Skinner. I still have hope that I made a prediction earlier in the year that he's going to score a big goal in the playoffs, but I don't know, 4th line tonight, it's not looking that way.
It can still happen, damn it. Matthias Yanmar found a way to do it. Connor Brown found ways to do it. So anything is possible. Lance said, I thought Jeff played good, to be honest. And right, it's like at this point that we're like splitting hairs. It's okay with 12 minutes, 2 shots, and I get that's a stat line. He was around it, like I mentioned. It's just I wanted him to do more with that opportunity. I wanted Jeff Skinner to be frothing at the mouth like, this is my chance. Let me out there and play with these guys, show what I can do. But it kind of never happened. But Davin, great point. Hope will never die. Hope will never die, brother. I am full of it. Let's go now to our need to know information, courtesy of our friends from Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because only the finest tasting meats earn the Wilhauk name. Made from 100% pure Alberta beef. Their jerky is aged, seasoned, marinated, and smoked to savory perfection. They gladly fill orders of any size. You can find their jerky, sausage, and other products exclusively out of their Leduc location. Or for more information, head to WilhaukBeefJerky.com. So kicking it off with the Edmonton Oilers. Standings watch. Da-na-na, da-na-na. The Edmonton Oilers come into tonight 1 point back of the Vegas Golden Knights. Here you see it. 62 points for the Golden Knights, 61 for the Edmonton Oilers, both with 47 games played this season. Vegas taking on St. Louis right now. The game would have started 24 minutes ago. Somebody give me a score update. While the Oil obviously host the Vancouver Canucks. The Oil also 4 points up on the LA Kings. But as you see there's a 1-game difference. Kings, they've been hanging around. They're having a very good year. And then you look at the Canucks down there, 50 points, 1 back of the Calgary Flames, who currently hold the last wild card spot. Yes, Brett?
1-0 Vegas Golden Knights on a goal from Mark Stone. 2-0. Victor Olofsson just scored.
Stop it. Stop the count. Stop giving me updates. Stop the count. Did you just say stop the count? I like that one. Tonight will be the 3rd and final meeting between these two squads. The Canucks, hate to remind you, they went 4-0 against the Edmonton Oilers in the regular season last year, but it's a clean 1-1 split so far. Oilers won 7-3 back in November, and then obviously the Canucks squeaked out a 3-2 W on Saturday night. Here you get a look at the head-to-head team comparisons between these two squads. The Edmonton Oilers winning in goals for, goals against, power play, but not the penalty kill. The Oilers had a little optional skate this morning, so I don't think we have 100% confirmed lines, but we're pretty sure they're going to be what they did yesterday at practice and what we showed you a little bit earlier. Leon Draisaitl leads the league in goals right now. He also has 56 points in 47 career regular season games against Vancouver. Nuge has 38 points in 58 games, and then I was looking up these stats to try and find something to bet on, right? So I go, and I know Payton's been with us, so I go check out the Evan Bouchard numbers. This shocked me. This is regular season. In 17 career games against the Canucks, Evan Bouchard has 4 points.
Whoa.
He has 1 goal, 3 assists. He's minus 11 with 40 shots. I mean, the Oilers did go 0-4 last season, and we remember those beat downs early in the game, but earlier in the year. But that one did stand out to me. So Peyton, think about that before you give me another Bouchard bet tonight. No, we ride with whatever you got. And then Calvin Pickard obviously gets the start, 11-4-0, 2.53 goals against with an .897 save percentage. We trust our pal Cal, and he's done it before against this team. The other side of the coin is the Vancouver Canucks, 20, 16, and 10. 10 loser points so far this season. 5th in the Pacific Division, 3-5-2 in their last 10 games. They had lost 2 straight to the Jets and the LA Kings before the Oilers game on Saturday. They allowed 5 goals. They allowed 6 goals in those 2 games prior. They obviously beat the Edmonton Oilers 3-2, get that early lead. But then they kind of went right back to their old spiral because Tuesday night they took on the Buffalo Sabres, held a 2-1 lead going into the third period. Well, they let that slip, eventually losing 3-2 in regulation, blowing that 1-goal lead. We know the stats. Quinn Hughes leads this team in points from the back end, making another solid Norris Trophy campaign. He's got 51 points, 42 games. Jake DeBrusk leads the team in goals with 17. Kiefer Sherwood not only leads the team in hits, leads the league in hits by a goddamn country mile. It's not even close. And then Thatcher Demko, he's going to get the start. 3-4-3 record, 3.23 goals against with an .873 save percentage. He did, however, beat the Oilers on Saturday night. He has started 3 games in a row now, with tonight being his 4th in a row. Brett, you're shooting me looks. Playing eye tag?
Do you want to? 2-1. Jordan Kyrou just scored, assisted by Dylan Holloway.
Never said a bad word about you, Dylan Holloway. Not once have I ever said a bad word about you. Let's go now to our Sherwood Ford Giants storyline this evening, brought to you by Sherwood Ford, who recently helped save my vehicle. Tired of dealership hassles? Well, Sherwood Ford in Sherwood Park is all about convenience and upfront pricing with their giant deal program. Get clear, no-nonsense pricing on new and used Fords online with all incentives included. Plus, enjoy the ease of mobile service, free pickup and delivery, and same-day or next-day service appointments. Also, I see there's 2 of them in here. Forgot to get them earlier. We got some super chats in here. And reminder, all of your donations are going in support of the Ben Stelter Foundation, doing all kinds of awesome things to help with cancer research. Connor McDavid's in. He says, free me for $4.99. Brother, if I could break you out, I would. Also, did you guys see him testing out his new gear today?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was wearing his new gloves.
It looks kind of clean.
Pants. You give me anything. I also loved his answer to the media yesterday, and he was like, they were like, oh, it's good for rest and whatnot. And he's like, well, I can't go to Cabo or anything. What do you think I'm supposed to do? So he's just practicing super hard. Also, do you think him and John Klingberg will become best friends by the end of this week? Spending a lot of time in the press box together.
Likely.
Makes you think.
Likely.
Sorry, Leon.
Likely.
Sorry, Darnell. You're out of the wedding party, brother. John Klingberg is now in. But my storyline in this game, I think, wait, hold on. I missed the other one.
There's another one.
Henry, 863, says, love from Tampa, Florida. Fellas, how are we feeling about Skinner in net? Well, he's not in the net tonight, so don't know really what to say.
Pretty damn good.
If he was in net, I would feel confident, but I'm very confident in Calvin Pickard tonight, obviously. Our pal Cal has done this against the Vancouver Canucks with much bigger stakes on the line. He's battle-tested. He's tried and true. He's done it before. But back to my storyline, because there's a lot going on. The storyline could obviously be revenge, but not necessarily with your physicality, not necessarily with your fist, but by dummying this team on the scoreboard on home ice. With or without McDavid, I still think the Edmonton Oilers should roll this team. The Vancouver Canucks defensive core has not been that great all season. They are now also missing what Quad said is their 3rd best defenseman in Tyler Myers. And besides their recent win against the Edmonton Oilers, this Canucks team has been in a downward spiral for weeks now. Not 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We're talking arguably a month at this point. Their players are feuding. Their coach benching players on the bench, making it very clear what he's doing. Their goaltender struggling severely. They've got injured guys. They've got suspended guys. And I guess to add on to the storyline, my key to victory is keeping your composure and playing with a certain level of calculated aggression, I think, are the words I want to use there. And allowing your emotion to motivate you, but not consume you. And this Edmonton Oilers team has done this very thing against this exact Canucks team with bigger stakes. Remember last season, Carson Soucy delivers a two-hander right to the chops of Connor McDavid. He gets a one-game suspy. The Edmonton Oilers, it was who's going to fight, will they, won't they? Same kind of retribution storyline. The Edmonton Oilers kept composed for the most part, trying to win on the scoreboard. And this is a message I think we've heard Stuart Skinner say. We've heard all the leadership guys say. We've heard Nobby say it. Beat him on the scoreboard more than once before. So it's playing with calculated aggression tonight. Do you got a storyline or a key to victory?
I would say a key to victory, get pucks on net and get greasy. Reason being, you don't have Connor McDavid in the lineup. You don't have that one, I'm going to take the word out of your mouth. He's supernova out there. And you don't have that. So you got to keep it simple. And the one line, and I know we're going to show it shortly, but you got Adam Henrique, Zach Hyman, and Corey Perry on a line. And it's a slower line, but it's a line that you get it anywhere in and around the net.
Bully ball.
Yeah. Throw the puck on net. All three of those players are really good in front of the net. My key to the game is get greasy and get those greasy goals.
I also think, right, you look at that, Demko been a struggling goaltender this season. It's my motto for a good goaltender or a bad one. Get in his grill, get in his kitchen, make him uncomfortable and make him go, damn it, I wish I didn't have to start 4 games in a row tonight. Bert, you got something for me?
Buzz the tower.
Buzz the tower.
Buzz the tower. Make him uncomfortable, baby. I love it.
Fact. Shout out, Louie.
Shout out, Louie. Hell
You
yeah.
catch Louie every Monday, Oilers Nation every day, 12:01 Mountain Standard Time.
Bye.
Boom. I love my backup guy back there. I love Bert behind. So we're still waiting for absolute confirmation of the Edmonton Oilers line. But Brett, one more time, just throw up that tweet from our boy TB, who recently we were watching his old Nate Newswatch sportscast.
Really?
Because you graduated with him.
Yeah.
You're not with us when we did that?
Oh, was it mine?
I'm pretty sure we watched it on your laptop.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Peyton's like, yeah, we did. Shout out
yeah.
TB, an absolute stud. And I know Brett and him pretty close. But top line, Podkolzin and Draisaitl, Arvidsson. This was yesterday at skate. Yanmar, Nuge, and Connor Brown, which that needs to be the third line. I think this might just be a misprint. Or third, second, whatever. Corey Perry with Adam Henrique and Zachary Martin Hyman. Then Jeff Skinner with Noah Philp and Kasperi Kapanen. Connor McDavid taking line rushes in that beautiful Team Canada gear. Ekholm with Bush. Nurse with Stetch. Kulak with Emerson. And then, of course, John Klingberg, who we could be seeing as early as next week. Hearing a lot of good things. If you follow Jason Greger on Twitter, he's got me single-handedly hyped up to see what John Klingberg could do because he's a hype man for him right now. But tonight is the first game that Zach Hyman will be bubbleless. R.I.P. to the bubble. December 19th, 2024 to January 23rd, 2025. It was fun. It was funny, I'll say, while it lasted, but I'm happy that it's finally over with. In 16 games with his full protection, Hyman registered 5 goals and 6 assists. He had 11 points there. We got the note earlier from Ryan Rashog. There's a couple things out of this. A, it's a testament to how goddamn tough hockey players are. And B, how much Zach Hyman wants to help this team because he really didn't skip a beat after he saw his entire face get broken where he said, sounded when resetting his nose like a bag of chips. That still grosses me out. The thought of that, I don't know. I just don't have that in me, man. Oh, my God.
No.
That's so good. I hate that.
Ouch.
So another thing, Evan Bouchard, please try and keep your shots down because you did strike Vasily Podkolzin in a sensitive area in the last game. And Zach Hyman, we know where he tends to live, right in front of the net in the blue paint. But talking about that line, Rico, Perry, and Hyman, it's an interesting veteran trio. They're projected to be the third line, second line, whatever the hell you want to call it. I think this is a line that can work. And we saw Zach Hyman and Adam Henrique build chemistry before when they had Jeff Skinner as a part of that trio as well. And I'm expecting with Corey Perry, these 3 dudes to keep the puck and play so down low. It's not even funny. Grinding with their body, cycle game nonstop, just dominating the puck down low and trying to score those greasy ones you just mentioned in your Sherwood Ford Giants storyline. It's maybe not your typical, you look at Zach Hyman, 54 whatever goals last season, but he looked good earlier this year when he was playing with Skinner and Adam Henrique. So what do you think of that, Drew? Just kind of alluded to it, but you agree it's all going to be below the hash marks, down below the goal line, and bang away, bang away. I want a greasy one from those three.
Absolutely. With Hyman, Perry, and Henrique, what you have with those three players are just smart and intelligent veterans. They're not going to be beating anybody on the rush, like you said. When they get the puck down low, we're going to be seeing cycling. We're going to be seeing grease. And I think Corey Perry, the master of gamesmanship, he's going to be taking away the eyes of Demko. And I can foresee Zach Hyman potting one tonight because of it.
Yeah, could you foresee Zach Hyman getting over 2.5 shots on goal for no particular reason besides the love of the game? Could he get over 2.5 today?
Yes.
Interesting. Interesting that you say that. I've got another question for you guys as well. I just saw confirmation from our boy TB. It is the exact same lineup that we had as well.
Nice.
And he has it as Matthias Yanmar, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Connor Brown as the second line, according to how he is putting out his notes. And that, if that is a thing, why is Matthias Yanmar continuing to play in this top six? I see Peyton he's shooting me a horrible look. That's not going to get you hired. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But it's a discussion about Yanmar, right? We've had a ton on ONE this year. If you guys have tuned in at any point, Tyler and Liam, not the biggest fans, you could say, of Matthias Yanmar. Maybe not the player, but kind of the credit and love that he gets, because it was all, hey, if you play clutch in the NHL playoffs, you're going to become a fan favorite. I don't think Yanmar should ever apologize for that factor, but it's a discussion that his offensive game is nowhere near what if it is a top six player would ever want to be. He has one goal in 47 games this season, and that one goal came against an empty net. I'm borderline considering bringing the mat back out here for you having to beat a goaltender when it comes to Matthias Yanmar, because the dude does a lot of things good, right? He's a good penalty killer, good bottom six guy, plays with speed. It just does feel, and this kind of adds to Connor Brown too. I hate to rope them in together, but they are usually line mates. Feels like the puck just kind of dies on their stick a number of times in the offensive zone. I said to you earlier, they come in with so much speed, but in the moment you wind up and you miss the net by 5 feet, I go, like, I appreciate the effort kind of thing, but I need a little bit more from you in that sense. And that if this trio is a traditional third line, checking line, defensive trio, I'm totally fine with it, because we know Nuge, jack of all trades, can do everything. We know Yanmar is solid defensively. Same with Connor Brown. The only thing that I would kind of push back on is that Nuge's offensive game lately has really started to increase, something we all asked for at the beginning of the season. And I worry, stapling next to, I don't want to use the word dead weights, because they're not dead weights, but weights. I will say light weights on the side, both sides of them. I worry that you're going to maybe stunt the confidence building in Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on the offensive side of things right now, and that I would probably replace either one of them with Kasperi Kapanen if it was me. I love Kapanen's game. He got the boom after the last game for literally bringing the boom. He played 10 minutes, had 5 hits. He was all over it when he was on the ice. You want to talk about noticeable? Kasperi Kapanen, but your thoughts? I think we both know, we've seen enough that is a third line of Yanmar, Nuge, and Connor Brown, so it is more in defensive trio, but thoughts on Nuge having to be the play driver and kind of carry those guys and elevate their play?
Absolutely. I felt that Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' best day as being like an offensive driver as a centerman. We're behind him, but we saw when he was paired with Podkolzin and Arvidsson that they're producing. So like you said, for him to drop down a bit, I don't want to say drop down to play with like Matthias Yanmar and Connor Brown.
I'll say it.
It is puzzling. And last game, Nuge did have a good shot. He had a good low blocker shot, but to me, they didn't seem very dangerous. But here's an interesting thing. It's one of those things where there's the eye test and then there's the advanced analytics. According to Natural Stat Trick, that line combined for 7-2 high danger chances for. I didn't see it.
I didn't see any of that.
But you know what? Maybe that's something. I know that the Oilers are going more with analytics this year. Maybe that's something that Knobloch is using as a reasoning to keep this line together.
Yeah, I agree. Chase is in here. He says Yanmar, Rico Brown should be the fourth line come playoffs. They were an awesome fourth line, or whatever line they were when they were together in the NHL playoffs. Also, that's the thing about the eye test and analytics. What? When you said that to me earlier, I was like, you sure what game was that on? Like, you sure that was the Capitals game we're looking at right there? But apparently it was. I'm just not. But also, Brad, I think we might have to do it. Can we get a Yanmark map?
Yikes.
Let's get the Yanmark map up. Can we get a Yanmark map? We call it Yan map? We call it Yan map, maybe
Yan
something
map.
like that. I think that's what Doug Waite meant to say there. Matthias Yan map. There it is.
Map TS Yan map.
All right, we got to workshop this. We'll get back on Oilersnation After Dark and we'll figure it out. And then there's paid it in. Hashtag stop Yanmark hate. Hey, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Okay. The final one before we move on. The Edmonton Oilers power play looked bad on Tuesday night. They went 0 for 3 on the evening. Barely generated any chances out there. They couldn't get pucks on net. Couldn't get set, really. Couldn't complete passes. And obviously they were without the straw that stirs the drink in one Connor McDavid. But there is way more than enough skill out there to get it done. And it looked ugly. We mentioned it. They were not moving. And here's a quote from head coach Chris Knobloch. I don't think it's a complicated process. McDavid's not on the power play. We assigned somebody to take that spot. We've got to move the puck faster, but also guys moving their feet a little bit more. I think it was a little stiff and stagnant, and it just didn't create very much. I could not agree more. That is exactly what I said on Oilersnation After Dark. Like, I get it. Arvidsson was the new addition to that power play there, so he's got to find his footing. He looked like a lost puppy. Nuge couldn't complete a pass. Bouchard, just a bad night for Evan Bouchard in general, and I don't want to harp on the guy too much, but the weirdest part was in the third period, we saw Chris Knobloch bench Evan Bouchard from PP1. It was Matthias Ekholm to start that third period out with the man advantage, and I do fully expect Bouchard will be back in that spot tonight. He should be. He is the best offensive power play quarterback on this team, but I'm going to need to see more from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Arvidsson, because will you agree, it looked ugly on Tuesday night.
Big time. I think just looking at that power play shows that how much we should really appreciate Connor McDavid in his prime, because when they drop the puck in the neutral zone, his efficiency of carrying the puck into the zone is like 99.9%. And they struggled to get the puck into the zone. They figured it out later on. But like you said, when they got it in, it was just so stagnant of like here, pass puck, here, shoot on net. But when you got Connor McDavid out there, he's going one-on-one with guys skating around. So for tonight, a key for them to score on the power play, I would like to see a little bit more movement. I would like to see Nuge get a little bit more time with the puck. He used to QB the PP like 8, 9, 10 years ago. He can do it. So like you said, I'd like to see a little bit more movement on the power play.
It's moving. I think you get accustomed to 97 just dangling through the entire squad, moving his feet the way he does it. You go, he's doing movement for all of us right now, but he's not going to be out there tonight, and they're going to have to find a way. Let's go now to the starting goaltender report, brought to you by Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. Hit the trails this winter and the waves next summer. As fellow hockey fans, the team at Sherwood Power Sports and Marine are helping Oilers Nation fans gear up. They're home of an ATV for as low as $50 bi-weekly, or cruise the open water next summer for as low as $105 bi-weekly. Sherwood Power Sports and Marine are hockey fans helping hockey fans get ready for their next adventure with motorcycles, quads, e-bikes, boats, and scooters. They also feature a commercial during pretty much every Edmonton Oilers game, so keep your eyes peeled. Shout out to the team down there. I went, hey, I know those guys. Pull it up for me, Brett. We got the tail of the tape between our two goaltenders. Hallelujah, baby. Calvin Pickard, 2.53, 897. I believe that's Stuart Skinner's shutouts, not Calvin Pickard's on there. Either way, we'll ignore that bottom part, but then you see Demko, 3-4-3, 3.23 goals against. 8.73 save percentage. Woof. But Calvin Pickard, he gets the start. Hasn't played since January 13th, so that is 8 days ago. He joked previously, I'm on the NFL schedule. Once a week, baby, getting ready on Sundays. My body's got the heel, but he took on Minnesota in that game, stopped 31-34. He's actually won 3 straight, 7 of his last 8. And Stuart Skinner had started the previous 3 games tonight, so it's no shocker he's getting the night off. Jason Greger had a tweet before breaking down that the Oilers have stayed committed to this. Stuart Skinner will not play 4 games in a row, seems like all season, which I love because we have seen some of the burnout factor come the NHL playoffs in the last 2 years. And then it's the Vancouver Canucks. Calvin Pickard has done this before with much bigger things on the line in the NHL playoffs. He's got a career 2-6-4 and 9-17 against the Canucks in the regular season, but is actually winless, 0-2-1. Can a boy get it done tonight, Pangsy?
Despite him being winless in the regular season against the Vancouver Canucks, he got his first NHL career playoff win against the Vancouver Canucks in Game 4 last year. And absolutely. And you know what? I feel like I need to apologize. Last time I was here, I compared Calvin Pickard. I didn't say he was a beer league goalie, but he played beer league-esque.
And you said your buddy said it.
My buddy, yeah. So, and I didn't want people to think that I thought that, but his style, and it's so funny, his style is very floppy all over the place. And I sent Bordzy a text of like, hey, look at Calvin Pickard making the save from 20 feet out, kick save, right? He makes the stops that he needs to make. That's what we love about Calvin Pickard. Unique style, but he makes the saves that he does need to make.
They don't ask how, they ask how many, and hopefully it's 22 plus tonight.
For no particular reason besides the love of the game. For no particular reason do we need 22 saves this evening. The other side of it, Thatcher Demko gets the start, having a very disappointing season so far. To his standards, right? But obviously 8-7-3, not very good. Kevin Lankinen has been battling a little bit of an illness, but he will back up Demko tonight. But this is going to be the 4th in a row, I believe, for Demko. And Rick Tocchet kind of said it himself. They need to get Demko rolling here. They need to get him going, start getting him used to a starter's workload. So it kind of feels like that split might be coming to an end. We all know what Thatcher Demko is capable of. He is one of the best goalies in the league, but he hasn't been playing like it so far this season. The rust is coming off, but we know what he's capable. Like I just mentioned, thoughts, feelings. Lance Kane put it ugly there, and I'm not going to read that about. He said, "Isn't he a rotting corpse?" I guess I'll say in that sense.
Nice.
Isn't he, whatever. Thoughts on Thatcher Demko? When you look at those numbers, we know he's better than that, but you only are what you've done for me lately.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking a look, 8-7-3, 3-5-1. I think the Oilers should be looking at those numbers and be like, "Hey, we're Connor McDavid-less tonight, but we could still beat this guy." I think, you know what, taking away his eyes is the key to the game here. Like we mentioned, get greasy on him. And actually, you know what? Last game that I really liked, I don't know if you saw this. There's one sequence where they got the puck on net, and then like 4 guys went to jam at it, and the 4th guy in was like Ty Emberson, like trying to get like a dog on a bone. I kind of feel like that is the strategy for the Oilers at Connor McDavid-less. So I expect to see that again tonight.
Can we get that clipped? Oh, hold on. Wait a minute.
Talk to yourself, Brett.
Wait a minute.
Let's go now, Brett. We also just got a tweet from Brendan Batchelor that does have the projected Canucks lines.
Cool. Sounds
I'll just
good.
read it to everybody. But before that, we got to shout out Greta Bar-Yeg and an event we got coming up very soon at Greta Bar-Yeg. It is Brunch for Ben, people, February 22nd in support of the Ben Stelter Foundation. Doors open at 10 a.m. Puck drop at 11 a.m. as Edmonton takes on Philly. Tickets are $20. It's all going in support of that Ben Stelter Fund. It's an all-ages event. It is so awesome. You got to come to this, dude. It's a pleasure. I think my mom's coming. I think my nephew's coming.
Nice.
I know Tyler's nephew, I believe, is coming. It's been a good time down there, and we've got coloring contests for the kiddos. We got arcade games for absolutely everybody. We're going to have raffles and prizes. We got the big Oilers Nation Plinko board, which was a hit at the last event we did. It's going to be an awesome time, obviously, in support of a great cause, all going towards cancer research and helping out families and so forth and so on. So come on down. It's going to be a great time. And shout out to Greta Barrieg for letting us do this because it's a very, very special event, very near and dear to our hearts. So I got the tweet here from, do you have it as well? Yeah, take your time. Take your time. Top line, Jake DeBrusk with Elias Pettersson and Connor Garland on the top line. Second line, Pius Suter with JT Miller and Brock Besser, in the words of Jay Onright. Danton Heinen, Teddy Bluger, Kiefer Sherwood, PDG with Sasson and Carlson. Okay, so he is going to get, I believe he was recalled earlier today, Linus Carlson. So he's going to get in the lineup on the fourth line. And then here it is. Quinn Hughes with Mark Friedman, Carson Soucy with Philip Hronik, Derek Forbort with the boy Vincent Desharnais. So there's a name there, Mark Friedman, right? I don't think a lot of people know about him. He's been kind of up and down throughout the lineup this season, and they're going to go with the same decor they did in their last game. So the second consecutive game, Friedman, I guess, will play with Quinn Hughes. His partner for pretty much all of Philip Hronik's tenure has been Philip Hronik, but it looks like maybe trying to spread the wealth a little bit. Friedman in the last game also only played 15 minutes in that one, so expect to see some guys shuffling in with Quinn Hughes. But yes, Brett?
I'm interested to see the chemistry there down low for Quinn Hughes and Freeman.
Yeah, I wonder, like, once again, I don't know much about this guy, so hey, we're going to find tonight. But once again, Leon Draisaitl, you're probably looking your chops if you're going to get out there one-on-one against a guy like that. But the decor to the Canucks has kind of been a big storyline the entire season. Vincent Desharnais has been a big part of that. Philip Hronik was injured for a couple weeks as well. Quinn Hughes carrying the load for pretty much everybody on that back end. And then you add in, they're going to be without Tyler Myers tonight, out serving the second game of his 3-game suspension. David Quadrelli said he's without a doubt the Canucks' third best defenseman on this team. They actually recalled Elias Pettersson 2.0, the 20-year-old defenseman from Abbotsford. He's not going to play tonight, but that's kind of the situation they are in right now. And like you just mentioned, regardless of not having Connor McDavid, you're going to try and get out there and take advantage of that third pairing. And then specifically Mark Friedman. Maybe he's good, maybe he's not. I don't know. We'll find out together tonight. More on that later on Oilers Nation After Dark.
More at 7.
I think from what you just said, one of the biggest opportunities that we have tonight at Rogers Place is the scoreboard guy putting up the Spider-Man meme with Elias Pettersson and Elias Pettersson going like this. Because I just looked them up. Yeah, their names are spelled the exact same way. That's all I got.
I used to do Canucks Army and Canucks Conversation. I just thought I was so confused what Quabs was talking about. I finally was like, why do you refer to him as a defenseman? Like, why do you refer to him like that? Oh, there's two of them. Sorry, JT Miller. You're the odd man out, brother. It's 2-on-1 now. You think they're going to take JT Miller over Elias Pettersson? Squared?
There's two of them.
Come on, brother.
I ain't no mathematician,
that's simple math, brother. Other part of that, JT Miller. Is he going to get traded? Because this is a weird situation. It felt like a done deal over the weekend. Felt like before the Oilers game on Saturday, there was rumors he was getting shipped out of town. He ends up playing in that game. We're discussing, will this be the last time he's in a Canucks uniform against the Edmonton Oilers? But then it's weird. They beat the Oilers. All that shit happened, so the discussion becomes about that. No one really talks about it. Then they're back, blow a third period lead against Buffalo. And I go, okay, are we going to do anything about this? Because I don't know if the trade is still imminent. And David Quadrelli said it best, and I quote, "You can't put the toothpaste back in the bottle. The damage has been done. The choice has been made." He said he's been metaphorically dragged through the streets of Vancouver and been tarred and feathered already. You can't just be like, oh, we were just kidding, dude. You can just figure it out. He's gone 7 games without a goal right now. And my question to you, will this be the last game JT Miller wears a Canucks jersey against the Edmonton Oilers? Ooh.
That's a good question.
The crowd goes mild.
You know what? I think, what if, here's a conspiracy theory to this.
Tinfoil hat, give it to me.
What if all the things surrounding Connor Garland, it's like, hey, you're public enemy number one. Are you ready for this? To take away from the steam that the JT Miller, controversy story had. I don't know. It just seems like if they were going to trade him, I don't know. They maybe would have traded him right now. So I don't know. I think I'm going to say they're not going to trade him.
Like it's weird, right? And like
Yeah,
it really has. Normally, JT Miller is my public enemy number one when the Edmonton Oilers are playing them.
Yeah.
It's not Connor Garland. It's not ever gonna be Connor Garland. He's too cute and little. That's a shot. I was gonna ask you for your guys' player to watch. So I want your player to watch and your player to hate tonight. I want two. So my player to watch, without a doubt, Jake DeBrusk leads the team in goals. He's got 17 of them on the season. Come on, we know what he can do. He's a natural goal scorer, and he's going to be on the line with Pettersson and Garland. And then my player to hate, JT Miller. It just has to be JT Miller. It has to be JT Miller. Pang?
Player to watch, you mentioned it earlier, Kiefer Sherwood. His statistic, he leads the league with like 278 hits, and the next closest is like 100. I feel a game like tonight with the emotions high, I feel it being a physical game. Kiefer Sherwood, I think he's going to be running around tonight. Player to hate, let's go with, I don't know. I'll throw the hate towards Garland. I want all the Oilers fans in Rogers Place to boo him just cause.
Yeah, I talked to some people today. Everyone who's going, I'm like,
yeah,
you ready? You ready, brother? And I would just boo everybody. I don't even care who you boo. Just boo the whole team. Brett?
I want 6 platters of nachos thrown at Connor Garland, not because he's public enemy number one, just because I think it would be funny, kind of like bullying the little kid on the back recess playground. For me,
pushing people down puts me up. That's just simple science. That's just simple science, brother.
Let the world know we back up.
Go quick. Here we go. Do bets.
Mine is I like Paul DiGiuseppe. Phil DiGiuseppe is one of them's delivering pizza. I don't know. Phil DiGiuseppe.
It's not delivery.
Every time he seems to play the Oilers, he does something that you go, oh my God, not this guy. And my player to hate is going to be, I like Kiefer Sherwood. I want to go with Kiefer Sherwood. I'm going with Vinny J. Harnett. I'm curious to see if he does
it'll
something.
be interesting as well. Devin, I see he's been in the chat. I think this is the guy who's trolling. I respect it. Thank you for subscribing. Please turn on your like. We can always go back and forth. He said that little kid bullied McDavid.
That little kid bullied McDavid.
I already said before, Connor Garland, gold star for everything that you did. You executed that literally to perfection. I don't think it gets any better than he did because he didn't even really get hurt from taking the shot to the head as well. We got to go quick. Bordzy's Bankroll brought to you by Bet365. Download the app today, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary. Use the promo code NATION. Hit it for me, Bert. Our 3 options this evening. Zachary Martin Hyman over 2.5 shots on goal. Panger already told me he feels good about it. Then your second option, Leon, 2+ points, because I wrote down here, why not? If 97's not out there, I'm rolling with 29 through and through. It's minus 105 right now. And then the other one, number 30, my pal Cal. Can he make over 21.5 saves? Minus 125. They're all minuses. We're all trying to just see one go through the hoop tonight. Get Bordzy's Bankroll back in the positive here. Start feeling good. Brett, you know what it's like. Free throw, you just got to see the first one go in. And the floodgates are open, hopefully. Panger, which of those 3 bets do you like the most?
Zach Hyman, 2.5 over. Yeah, absolutely. That's hitting tonight for sure.
Brett, which of the 3 do you like the most?
I like, my favorite one of these is the Heim shots. I also, of course, like the pick save because that is also in my spider today.
Spider. Quickly, give me your spider.
My spider tonight is Edmonton money line. Miller, JT, my boy. Over 1.
Your boy. All right, cut your own mic.
Yeah, no, fair enough. But Miller to have a point in this one. Bouchard to have under assists. I think he's going to have a quiet night because you mentioned his lack of production against the Vancouver Canucks. Leon goal. Zach, the Hyman shot prop, as mentioned, over 3.5 goals in this game. Kulak, under 1.5 shots blocked tonight. You know damn well why. Anyways, and the final one here is Pickles, the save prop as well. Take a look at that. This is going to look very different later on tonight.
We picked 2 guys that haven't done shit in the block shots category at this point, so
whoopsies.
We'll find a way. Yeah, that's on me. That's on me as well. That will do it for us pre-gaming with Bordzy here today. Reminder, we'll be live right bang here on the Oilersnation YouTube channel right after the game. Me, Panger, Bert, Peyton as well. Oh, Peyton, do you have a bet for me?
I have a bet.
What do you got for me, brother?
I'm gonna keep going with Bouchard over 2.5 shots. I'm riding with Bouchard tonight
Bold.
again. I'm gonna change. I'm 0-for-1 right now. I'm gonna be 1 for
I
1
for one
this
now,
game.
brother.
Now it's famous last
Over
words,
one now.
but it can't get worse than the last game for Evan Bouchard shooting wise, right? I think he had like 10 at the net. He had 1 on goal.
Oh, jeez.
So I was not
Can't
efficient.
switch up on
I'm
Bouch.
looking
Can't
shots
switch
on
up.
goal. Bouchard over 2.5 minus 125. All right, let's all just try and see one go through the hoop tonight and feel good. Final reminder. Come on, the nation vacation, people. March 30th to April 2nd. Visit nationgear.ca for more details. We're staying on Fremont Street. We're watching the Oil take on the Golden Knights, their final matchup of the season in April. Pacific Division going to be on the line in this one. I am so excited watching it from the Stella Artois Lounge and also staying at Stadium Circus Swim. It's going to be an awesome time. I am so excited because, as we've mentioned, still can't wrap my head around Swim Up Sportsbook. My feeble brain can't process what that even is. I will report back later on April 3rd, and I will let you guys know. Come on the nation vacation. It's an awesome time. We got flight options. We got non-flight options. That'll do it for us. I love you all. Throw down your like. Come on, give me a fight. Oh, also, Brett, did we check the poll? What was the poll finally at? For the
29,
fight?
2+ points.
And then
and
do we know what
yes.
fight was?
Yes, we will see one.
Of course. I knew how they were going to vote.
Let's go.
Let's get after it. Let's go eat some nachos, boys. Peace out. Talk to you later.